glands in the human body, and that's where she went. In fact, she really doesn't go any further than that, you know, even though she's an Eastern Star. But I have to remember this is a new experience, and my intent was for it to be a new experience in terms of revelation. I heard one brother last Sunday before, I have to make reference to Sunday before last because we weren't here last Sunday, that we're in the period of revelations, and he was exactly right. I wanted to comment on that, but I was too busy doing something else. We are not in the Aquarian cycle as yet, but we're right on the threshold. But a part of the energy of the Aquarian constellation is that of revelation, is to pull back the curtains of the Holy of Holies, the most holy and sanctorum sanctum, that place which is hidden from the eyes of those who are not worthy. You see, this whole concept of sacred. This is sacred to you. Cannot go beyond this. I mean, it was a reality among the Hebrews. You know, there were just certain parts of the ritual that they were allowed to see. And the word sacred means secret. In anything metaphysical or spiritual or religious, whenever you hear somebody talking about, oh, this is sacred, they mean it's a secret, you see. And that's important to know because it's important for the student, the seeker of truth, to know that there's always something in front of them to be realized, to be found, to be uncovered and discovered, you see. That's what moves our consciousness forward. It's when we get to these plateaus, you know, like there's a little book or pamphlet called The ABCs of Christian Religion that's been, and as far as I know, it's still there. It's been in the black church over 60 years. One little pamphlet. They have been reading, rereading, and over and over and over, you know, as if this is the whole deal of this book. And it's like, it's not even the first page, you know. But that's belief, you know. That belief carries you to a certain point through what is referred to as blind faith, you see. But it's up to knowledge to open the spiritual doors for the kind of insight that one really craves within their nature. Now what I've done is I went back, because of what I realized, I just mentioned, that there needs to be a certain amount of tangible evidence provided in appreciating what I'm doing here, or what the science of zodiac knowledge is doing here, not me, with the 12 sons of Jacob, is to give a rationale of how these names can represent the 12 signs of the zodiac, and that it is a pre-thought in the script makers' minds to do so, that it's not incidental, accidental, or mystical, that they just happen to write these names down and then suddenly they are somehow connected to astrology, but it was a deliberate intent. And the way that's found is in looking up the definitions of the names under the metaphysical reference, not the theological reference, okay? And again, most Christians, at least as far as I know, I'll be that kind, don't even know this book exists, the Metaphysical Dictionary. Yeah, I mean, there's, like I said, there's only 2 of them available. This is the one that's most appropriate for scriptural interpretation of names. And as you will see, we're beginning with Reuben, who is Aquarius in the line, but Reuben is not the first sign of the zodiac. Okay, Aries is. Reuben is Aquarius, is the 11th sign, but that was not the intent of the authors. They were not trying to give a chronology to the 12 signs. They were giving a chronology to the 12 sons in terms of this concept of birth factor. So I'm going to turn to Reuben's name here and give a brief reading of it. There isn't that much, but it's sufficient to find out that it has a deeper meaning than what one may presumably pose from a theological definition that the name has in terms of human nature. Again, is the central point of study from a Moorish point of view. And I've done it again. I went right to the R-U, and it's R-E-U. Ru, leading to pasture, feeding a flock, shepherd, friend, companion. The metaphysical meaning of Reuben is the cooperative feeling, the feeling of fellowship, friendship, companion, unfolding in individual consciousness to a sense of loving, active responsibility for the welfare of others, leading to pasture, feeding a flock, shepherd. That's Ru. Okay, Ben, anywhere you find the concept Ben in the Hebrew, it always means the son of. Okay? So Reuben is Aquarius, who is the friend of the Zodiac, who is given to universal love and universal wisdom. Okay, now this is only part of the name of Reuben, Reuben is behold a son, vision of a son. Behold ye a son seen. And the Son of Man in the Scriptures is Aquarius, and the Aquarian cycle or the Aquarian age. The metaphysical meaning of Reuben is faith in its aspect of discernment, insight, and that's certainly Aquarius, intuitive. Sight in the outer. Reuben, like Simon, bespeaks understanding, and that certainly is Aquarius, the period of knowledge, of knowing. Aquarius's astrological motto is, I know. Okay? A faculty takes on the tincture and tone of some associate faculty. We must understand the relationship of that faculty, since any faculty can take on the character of another faculty or perform its office. So we find in the sons of Jacob that the faculties that they signify are interblending and acting in various capacities under various circumstances. Okay? In other words, the metaphysical reference is to the body faculties. Now, Fillmore does not relate astrological knowledge to the physical body, but he does support the concept of astrology in his metaphysical writings. He even gives the meaning of some names that relate directly to not only astrology, but to the realm of astrology. Apoplexus, for instance, or aphaxus, means the realm of astrology. One of the old fathers in the earlier genealogy of Genesis. He avoids getting entangled in astrology, and he does it very cleverly. But his intent, of course, was to give physiological orientation in relationship to spiritual attributes. I understand what he was doing, but in order to do that, he had to avoid this whole other body in this book, you know. And as I said, yes, he does it very cleverly, you know. Again, we're talking early 19th century, 1914, 1915 is when this New Age movement started. And astrology did not have the public's okay. It was still a witchcraft in the minds of most Americans. And certainly after 1922, it really became a witchcraft because they wanted to blame the entire stock market fall on the astrologers. Because they predicted it, they were trying to say that they caused it. And they went witch hunting. They went after astrologers and burned their stores and everything else. You know, but they weren't listening to them when they told them that they had a year to try to straighten out the stock market. You know. And millions, of people lost their money. The rich jumped out of windows and killed themselves and each other, and the poor went on and survived. So it didn't much affect black folks. So we didn't have much to worry about anyway.